Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another channeling. What better place to get to know where I am. This is for another channeling today, all day at the Disney resorts, 4 parks, channeling all kinds of mishmash. Well, might as well. It takes a while getting used to this. I have to have my sunglasses on. I can't see
We are pleased to meet you.
And I've always wanted to meet you. What a beautiful kingdom you have here. Es muy maravilloso. Oh, thank you. It's a wonderful place to call home. So, are the tales true? Is Avalor as magical as it sounds? It sure is. We have enchanted creatures that soar high in the sky. I am a magical scepter. And then there's Susan, my spirit box. They never know where he'll pop up. Oh, Avalor sounds like a very exciting place. A kingdom of princess can be proud of. Well, it's not always easy, but as Crown Princess, I swore to protect and defend Avalor. Well, I know you will be wonderful, as long as you believe in yourself and in your dreams. I do. And with my familia and best friends by my side, anything is possible.
I am the Arcturian. We find this very curious. We should be a part of this experience. We will keep ourselves. I believe it can do it without your glasses. Well, it does not matter. One moment, we are still connecting. I guess it's quite curious how humans are easy to be persuaded into certain situations. Especially the crowd mentality here is quite fascinating to us. Not to realize all the elementals that are here that inspired much of this. Especially all the galactic federations that are here, they all come together. Notice that. You have different beings. This is one way of getting many of your beings together. Is using entertainment to bring many together, thinking that's entertainment, but in truth it's so much more than that. Yes, there's your product placement there. Yes, but understand this place has also many, yes, galactic connections that we are going to discuss over a course, a span of time. We're not going to go into details, but I imagine you can put the dots together, you understand? Yeah, very fascinating place. Yes, we are getting used to connecting as this. We've been preparing for some time for this connection. And it's quite curious for us. We're going to continue our connections with you. There are other federations that wish to connect with all of you. One moment. There's many reptilians that I do speak to all of you, but not at this time. This is not exactly an appropriate place for a reptilian energy that at least we see of at this time. We also have to make sure that this one's at least somewhat acceptable for this society, not to be stand out a little bit too much. Of course, have to keep our voices down. One moment as we recalculate this one. Honestly, we see before this, we're directing this one which direction to go. And obviously we are scanning in front of him what is an appropriate place to go and what is not appropriate. Of course, here it's a little bit skeptical. Yes, this is your fantasy land, your Tomorrowland, your somewhat futuristic world. Some of this is actually from our worlds given to you, such as your car technology was much given to you, as you, I believe, or have some idea of that. But our message to you is that this and other places, this is one of the main places to get your attention. What better place where you have so much in common? If you not have anything in common in this place, you would not be here. So this commonality, if that's even a word, is we have to focus on places that bring you together. Your governments do not have places like that. Everyone wants to go to the other direction. But a place of entertainment. Understand, all of you consciously brought this place into being. So you have a place to learn together. Does that make any sense to you? Yes, you might call it entertainment, but there's also another place of joining energies, joining consciousness. This is a place for that. And your Walt Disney is here also. He will be speaking to many of you shortly. Many are not, yes, we are unaware. They are unaware of their own abilities. Their psychic abilities, their telekinesis abilities. Your chakra healings that are much needed at this time. So many abilities that have been just removed from your consciousness are going to be reactivated in places like this. Yes, it might be a place of entertainment. There's also going to be a place of healing. Where do you send your healing? To a place where there's a lot of people. Look at that again. Yes, your religions are another place, but they're a little bit more. Technically, entertainment is a religion in some regard, as you can tell. But it is less restriction now, isn't it? Wherever you put your money, there is no restriction. So this is mostly a free place compared to your religions where they have boundaries all around you. Of course, they do have it here to some degree, but nothing to worry about. One moment. Yes, we don't have to worry about if anyone here is. No one's going to believe anything and nobody's going to care for the most part. This is normal here, so it is fine. One moment as we connect. Ashar Command is here. They are patrolling this area at this time. There's a possible Zeta Gray sighting possible, not anything. If some see your skies, they might have a chance of seeing. Yes, much of this stuff here is very outdated. It's quite interesting. Yet people still accept it. We find that fascinating. But that is fine. We're going to proceed to the front of your building. There's much there. Yes, your Zetas, your Palladians. This is very much a Palladian creation for the most part. To bring joy and love to your humanity. Mostly your tall blondes are involved with it. Of course, all of us are involved in a certain degree, but your Palladians play the biggest role in this entertainment consumption. Understand, your Walt Disney was not fully aware of what he was doing. Yes, there must mean, yes, there is some kind of darkness here, negativity, but nothing to worry about. Yes, it's going to be here, but concentrate on the positive. There's negativity here, but nothing to worry about, especially when you can tell you what to buy. This is your crowd mentality is much here, as you can tell. It is, yes, your crowd mentality is this place for the most part. One moment. But at least with all this, yes, you have your aliens. Yes, they might be depicted wrong, but at least they're depicted at all. And this brings much excitement to us. At least you know, when you hear alien, at least you know what the hell we're talking about. Sometimes no one knows what we're talking about. So at least it's in your culture to some degree. We're going to walk into the front of this apparatus you have here. I am, if you're wondering, of the Arcturian races. One moment. They are still calculating where did you take this one. One moment. There are many Zetas here. Oh, yes, and they would be coming through also. Actually, this tomorrow place would be actually most appropriate now, wouldn't it? And many of those that work here at this facility not realize they have many past lives with your alien connections. Wonder why they are so attracted to it. Especially your ones in your Liberty Square. That many American lifetimes. And then in your Tomorrowland, how much galactic connections. As for alien, they feel more comfortable around alien energies. Of course, you all have connections, of course, but some just left these galactic worlds. most of you have left other human realities that are very similar to this. As you begin your Earth ascension, you come to many Earth realities. One moment. There's another one I wish to come through. Blessings to you. I believe it's your Walt Disney. One moment. You can channel through white line interference. I think you already knew that. Greetings. I am Walt Disney. Oh yes, I understand. There would be much skepticism there. Quite understandable. Seeing how the majority of your societies will never accept this, at least not at this point. They are not ready. Yes, they are indulging in themselves in products that are sold to the masses, feel like they need to be part of something. Yes, I never had this is the first time I ever had a channeling at my own park. This is quite amusing for me. And I would have never built it like this. It's still not as well as I would want it. I would have changed so much of it. But for the most part, it's good enough. But I would have never. I had to do many compromises. But much of this wasn't exactly as I wanted it. Especially the management behind the camera. Behind your scenes. One thing about this place and creating it was to bring joy to others, and that's exactly what I was hoping for. This might not be up to your style, but at least it brings happiness to people. One moment. Yes, this is sometimes hard for others to listen to this type of energy. Because exchanges of music, sometimes this isn't for everyone's style. One moment. Sorry, I was enjoying the moment. Yes, there's many different types of energies here. Assisted me in creating this park. Arcturian for the most part, that's why they came through first. Arcturians played a large part as for the connection of imagination. For me to the other universes. The Palladians were mostly the ones that brought the construction into place. So yes, there's many other species for them, yes. I was connecting to many things. For the most part, it was an Arcturian spark of imagination, you can say, connecting me to all different universes to allow all these different types of species to come into this reality. I had no idea I was doing this during that time. Yes, of course, I always thought there was aliens, but I did not care. I was so busy enjoying my own life and building these things. I had no conscious thought. Of course, I always thought there was aliens. Who wouldn't? But never quite thinking that how far it would go. Of course, nobody would know. We're all primitive. This is a primitive world, but it's about to it's about to exchange that primitive energy for the other thing. One moment. Connecting energies. One moment. Even channeling can sometimes I connect to the emotions that I had during this time. So I get kind of lost in my own thought patterns. Yes, for the most part, this is what I would want, but trust me, there are areas of part of this park I would not have had created. One thing I wanted to make, one moment. One thing I want you to know for sure is to bringing different species together was never my intention. Bringing people together and bringing more happiness to them, yes, and being a success was, of course, the creation of the first park. Never thought I would ever have we weren't sure if it was going to be a success. It was a giant gamble, but the success brought this one. Never thinking it would be an alien outpost, as this is. Uniting different species together. Notice how there's different races that are here. They're all alien, obviously. They just don't know it. What better place for them to realize their alien connections? And this conduit for being here in this reality, in this place. That wasn't a coincidence, that was it. Disney World, there are other places, but this is one of the main ones to bring an Earth worldwide connection. Are you surprised by that? Probably not. Most will not believe it because they're not ready for it. They're still enjoying their inner child, which is nothing wrong with it. But sometimes the inner child can block you from who you truly are, as you do not want to grow. A moment. I wish we could move to higher ground. We're not planning on being here for very much longer. One moment. One moment. Blessings. For anyone who's wondering, I am Walt Disney. I'm being channeled to this conduit. One moment. And this is a place of uniting thoughts and ideas. What better place? It's in disguise, now as entertainment, now isn't it? There's so much more to this place that is not realized. And you will eventually realize it. It is hard for many souls to realize you're a part of a galactic federation now, isn't it? Yes, well, if you look into your history, societies have always had a difficulty awakening to different new ideas that are very real but hard to adjust. Your society is very hard to adjust at this time. One moment. Oh, for those who do not believe, this is me. I am in spirit, I am doing well. I am connecting to this place and working with the Arcturians to bring more of a light to a dark place. Yes, there is much controversy here, but there's also much light here. And to concentrate on the light is that you're bringing many together, young, old, it does not matter. They're bringing happiness to themselves. Not to know there'll be more of an alien connection here, more than they realize. They feel comfortable here, and that was the idea. So my energy is still here. Do you think anyone would come here if my energy wasn't here? It is constantly here. It's my welcome energy. If it was all ran by just a corporation, it would not work. So I and Roy Disney had been continuing our efforts here, but more as Arcturian energies, as humanoid of course, but more of an Arcturian. That was more of my forte, you can say, where I feel more comfortable. One moment. I send much love to you. But this is a gathering of other species. But there's so much more to it than that. You have to start off one direction, one way, and move on. One moment. I will speak to you again. This is one area. There are others, but for the most part, one moment. I do have. For the most part, this is the dream. but also there's so much here that has not been done. As for understanding oneself, and this will become another sanctuary of that, where the soul sees itself as spirit. But you can understand it will take some time for it to understand spirit, aliens, your spirit guides, all of that will be discovered here also, in different places. They will not see it now. Eventually they will find it controversial. But by then, once they start enforcing regulations to channeling, it would be too late. Many would already be aware of it. Aware of what is going on in your alien universe. There's no worries for the most part. As for all of you, yes, to find your childhood, the child within, but also to move on from that, is to see your soul maturing in a way where you can handle information. You know, as a child, they can't always handle information, but as you connect to your inner child, but also you see yourself maturing, allowing your inner child to keep you as a to fun willingness, but also mature to handle, you can say, important information. I believe you now. There's much more to bring up, but I will leave you at this time. Blessings. Not at this time. There's another place for this type of information. Blessings. I thought it was important. Blessings, all positive messages. Greetings. Blessings. I am Nathaniel, tall blonde Nordic. I want to give you a good look of this unification here, this creation. Your soul is not realizing that you're bringing many different alien forces here all together at once, and to disguise it as entertainment is quite fascinating to all of us. But to realize there's so much more going on here, and enlightenment to your awareness. Many souls, it's like, yes, they're kind of being tricked into knowing who they truly are by using this type of vehicle and others. Religions are so much useful after assisting you to connect fully to spirit, but one moment. But for the most part, it is an entertainment facility, as you can tell. One moment. The Nordic energies around here were much efficient as for bringing in much of your money system. So where many of your humans can economically afford to come here. Yes, it is difficult for many, but still, you'd be surprised how it's, as you say, as costs arise, we still find ways to make things work. You can blame you. Well, I don't know if you want to use the word blame. One moment. But you can say your reptilians are the ones raising your prices. They make it more difficult for you to connect to certain facilities such as this, because this is going to be a gateway into the soul at one point. This is the early stages of it. This is one of many, but this is in disguise, as you can tell. But many of you wanted these things here. They will not be here if you did not want them. This place would be closed a long time ago. So you souls want this. This is how you want your information delivered. We will deliver to you however you wish. One moment. I'm not planning on keeping this one here too much longer. The energies here, I would not say rejecting, but are not interested in having this type of experience here. Let's put it that way. But for the most part, it's fine. In the early hours, someone's truly here. But as you know, as your day goes into more of the afternoon time, it gets full here. In one moment. There are many topics that we wish to discuss with you. Yes. One of them Yes, to do different genders. There are different species that wish to have no gender at all. You all have male and female already, but it's all at different percentages. You always have one. Yes, your different percentages as male and female is always as one, but it's always a certain percentage of female and male. Sometimes it's more male, sometimes it's more female. There are many species that do not have a gender. Arcturians, depending. Some feel that is their entire belief system, is that it is only this way and no other way. It's because that is the experience they have had all the time. But that doesn't go for everybody. I imagine you understand that. Many still, majority, well, I would say many, still would rather have the gender of experience of male and female for the most part. Is because it expands your soul in different directions. And you just have no gender at all. You only experience one point of view. It's good to have, but it's good to have all points of view. With no gender, then with male, then with female. So it is much useful to have all experiences, but if you wish not to, that is fine also. Everyone has their choices. There are as many reptilian energies here at this time. I imagine you can understand that. The grays, possibly, of connecting with you in this park, well, unlikely at this time. But there are many of the great starseeds here, discovering who they are. One way of forcing yourself to be human is to find entertainment that humanizes you. Don't you notice that? Many come here miserable, but they find certain entertainments to bring fire to their soul. They make this life like, I don't really want to be a part of this world. This is why I watch this certain TV show or that video game to keep me going. But you are connected to those certain elements. You are aware of it before you entered into this world. It's like I'm not going to come into this world unless there's anime or Alf or whatever. You understand. One moment. Yes, Pirates of the Caribbean. How many do not like pirates? It's kind of many that are dealing with pirates. As for this ride, I've never experienced being pirated during those times. In your ancient time, I should say, or your past time, most want nothing to do with it. One moment. Yeah, so there's many quite interesting here. There's a possibility of an alien sighting your skies, but unlikely for the most part. As I say, your society is not prepared for at this moment. That is true. That brings me to your bird species. Your carrions, your blue avians. They wish to be, yes, they flew by to get my attention. One moment. And then you have incarnation as a bird species. There are universes where there is only a bird species, yes. But they finally, eventually separated from that thought pattern, but it was very difficult. Also, there are universes where it's only human, as you can see in this world, but you do have other species that are involved in your evolution, but for the most part, it is human, such as this world. There's universes that are similar to this, but you still have your animals in that way, but there's no human animal, as far as I know, other than your ape. For the most part, you do not have that in your experience for the time being. Your humans are still evolving in different ways. Your human is a connection of all. Yes, respiration. One moment. Some feel it. One moment. There are reasons why we quiet down. We can't go into details. One moment. For the most part, no one's paying attention to us. And we like to keep it that way. One moment. Yes, your carrion races play a big part in your Earth's evolution. During your ancient times, your bird was added to your planet during your prehistoric times. your reptilians were here, yes, but there are other beings that brought here dinosaurs to this incarnation also. Yes, the reptilians still wish to mark this territory as theirs. In many ways they have good reason for that because they are conquerors, but also they are disinformation agents to a certain degree because of their honor. But there's nothing wrong with that. They are, either way, it does not matter. They are still a powerful race. It should be, well, all races should be respected, but they do take it, they kind of take it a little far at times. As for your Arcturian races, your eagle species, your falcon, yes, there are different species. Your hawk people, they have evolved to other different types of bird species. Your parakeet, your parrot, they've evolved over time for a good reason. One moment, I have to quiet down. One moment. But as for your bird species, they brought the reptilians into reality for many reasons. Your reptilians do come from another universe. We don't understand that completely at this time. Most of us do not. For the most part, we do not dive into those subject matters. But there is much more to the reptilians than we realize. But it's not important. In this reality, we have to focus on what's going on, especially the evolution of this earth and the evolution of all species. But as for your bird species, yes, they are to bring enlightenment to your societies, make it more positive. As you can tell, it is not an easy task, as you have noticed.
Kelly, wanna bite?
We're going to be leaving this one. One moment, there's much here. One moment. There's only certain areas where we can divulge everything that's on our minds, but here it is difficult to go into full details of all that. One moment. Yeah, there isn't sweat on other worlds, but that is another subject matter. But as for your carrion races, many of you have incarnations in them, and you'll begin to see yourself as a bird person. Many of bird lovers. More of your pigeon race, your bluebird race, more of the gentle races, your hawk, your bald eagle is more of your warrior races. For a good reason, as you can tell. They also bring an alliance to many species. As for their connection, they are quiet at this time. They have their reasons to be quiet because they figured this is more of a human experience. So you're going to see more Pleiadian, tall blonde or blue Pleiadian energies involved in your earth. Or even your gray. Your gray is very close to your gene pool, let's put it that way. Your bird is connected to you, yes, to bring more positivity to your environment. That is their biggest contribution. They have others. They do have technologies here of your planes. They have part of that to some degree. One moment. There's a gray here. One moment. One moment. positive messages. We are still connecting. We are the Grays. I am J-Rod. Blessings. Yes, we are very fairy. This is why we're in fantasy world. We have much of your fairy energies. The Zeta Gray, yes, we have many different names, but for the most part, it does not matter what they say. They don't know anything. For the most part, we are part of your gene pool. Some of us are descendants of you, not all. Who do you think is going to be a part of your growth, your understanding, your first contact? Yes, we might not be the ones that will greet you in your first contact, but we're very much behind the scenes on making it happen. There's so much more than that, but many of you are welcoming our energies. Yes, there is reptilian around here, but they are all of a great positivity that is not seen very well because the fear has shaken many. As you can tell, it's shaken them to their core and have made it impossible for them to reject reptilian energies that they are haunted by. One moment. But the Greys you are family, we are family. Eventually you will see that more clearly in your coming future. It is difficult because the way we interact with you, many of us removed our emotions for a great reason. We removed it because to experience it without it, to go further with intuitive knowledge, to go much further than what you have ever realized. We have explored realms of your universe that other species are afraid to go to visit. We've also created places that are impossible to get to also. So we have much to do in your universe evolution. So it's difficult for some species to connect to us. It is quite understandable. One moment. Here. There are certain subject matters your people wish to know. You're Agartha. Many of you have incarnations in Agartha at this time. Many of you are dolphins, many of you are mer people. Most of you are trolls or fairies. And the nymphs are the ones, yes, that keep your populations going. Seeding your planet, seeding your evolution to take you into a more positive environment, to keep children populated on this earth. Your Nordics are very much involved with that also. The love triangle, as you can say. Come on. We will be leaving this facility soon. Shortly. We're still scanning and evolving with you. But we are scanning this place, but we are evolving. We are judging by your energy. We are picking up on your energies at this time of what we can do and what we cannot do. Where first contact can be, where it cannot be. We have already been judging that for a long time now, as the energies keep shifting. And for your Earth's realization that you are a spirit needs to be known. That part of you needs to be explored. And it will be in due time. Many have good reason not to connect to spirits because of their negativity with wizards in your past. Many have been put under spells and wish not to be connected to spirit at all. They figure it's better off without it. Doesn't that make sense to you? One moment. There's many Greys here at this time. Many Nordics, but mostly Gray. Yes, pretending to be human, trying to wear makeup, wear clothes, but most of the time we're naked. We do have galactic space suits when it is needed. It's not what you think though. But to see your humans is quite amusing. It is seeing you all dressed up in your funny clothes, wearing makeup, and it is quite... We do not have humor, but we do register it as humor. You don't have your laugh, but we do find it fascinating how you can dress yourself up and look ridiculous as you do, and still take yourself seriously, which is good. We do not have this clothing option. We try not to evolve, or we try not to be... It's not an experience that we feel like we are needed part of this. Yes, our connections is kind of weighing down slightly, but it is quite fascinating for us to be in this environment. It might be a little bit too much for us, but we're going to be ending this transmission soon. One moment. You're a Silver Pleiadian. They do not have a true name. They will be evolving. They will be showing themselves more to you. They are your time travelers, but there's much more to it than that. But without going into details, they are part of your DNA makeup. And many that wish to have a truth, to believe that aliens do exist, will be taken through time, eventually, and brought back. Your time travelers are much busy at this time, but this energy will increase as for those that want proof of your alien connections will have it, but not yet. The energies of your world has to be much higher, and right now it is very low. I believe you understand that. I believe you see your evolution at this time. It is of a lower energy because of fear for the most part. One moment. Yes, there are reasons why we mute this audio. We have our reasons for it. One moment. But the reason we are here, we brought this idea to this conduit, is to bring an awakening to you. It's to get your attention. How else are we going to do it? Whispering only works so much. And most of you will be in disbelief. Very understandable. That will not last very long. You will eventually awaken to who you truly are. Yes, we're not going to force it, but part of you will force it onto yourself to have a more understanding. Does that make sense to you? Many want to know more about themselves, why they are so miserable, and why they are not happy. You're not connected to your full self. And connecting to entertainment is fine, but how long can that last? To have a full entertainment, to have a full happiness, it's for you to be connected to spirit fully when you are ready for that. Many are not ready. So use entertainment as a gateway for the beginning. Just to get you started. Yes, it's quite fast. It's quite humorous for us to be here. Yes, your humans dressed in some ridiculous clothing. It does bring a laugh to us. Especially when you put that makeup on her face. It even brings more laughter to it. Well, there is much activity at this time. As for listening ears, so far we've been unheard at this time. One moment. We will be exiting this transmission and finding another place for this communication. One moment. Yes, here. Tomorrowland is quite humorous. It is humorous here. You have much to learn here, as you can tell. But many that are in these places, they find attractive. That tells you a lot about yourself now, doesn't it? Especially those that are connected to your American history. But some wish not to remember it. Some wish to. They have never experienced it, so they wish to indulge themselves in education. But those that experience it don't always want to experience it anymore ever again. So they ignore American history, or any of your history for that matter, with good reason. That changes over time, but it is different for everyone. We will leave you be. There's more to come. Blessings from the Zetas, from J-Rod. Keep dressing up funny. Thank you. Blessings.